dark skin.
Dark skin. That is what the word Ethiopia means, dark skin. You understand? And everybody know they're a dark race. Everybody know. I don't think nobody gonna argue. I don't think. Of course, you got some that's gonna argue. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But I don't think too many people gonna argue that. But the word Ethiopia means dark skin. That is what it means. Now, let's go and read something from the Grolia Encyclopedia. Because the Lord talk about gathering Israel out of Ethiopia, don't he? He called it Cush. But we know Cush is Ethiopia, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, let's read something from the Grolia Encyclopedia here. Give us the, it's volume 7, page 200. Give us the subtitle and start reading.
Philashas.
Philashas. Go ahead and read.
The Philashas are a group of Ethiopians who claim Jewish origin as descendants of Menelik.
I got news for you. They ain't just a claim either. They know what they talking about just like we know what we talking about. You understand what I'm saying? Because if the Lord said, I'm going to gather them out of Ethiopia, that meant that they had to be scattered down there.
That's right.
Didn't it?
Yes, sir.
How you going to gather them now if they ain't there? Now, go ahead and read. Now, they said that they claim, but they know what they talking about just like we know what we talking about. Go ahead and read on.
The alleged son of King Solomon and the queen of Sheba.
Go ahead.
The Philashas observed the traditions of Judaism.
Uh-huh.
They practice monogamy.
In other words, they believe in one wife. Monogamy. Go ahead and read.
Obey the biblical laws of purity and circumcision.
And they obey the cleanliness laws and all of that. And circumcision, don't they?
Yes, sir.
So now, that's what the lumber people did. You know,
right.
they was telling the people all along, you know, we are Israelites. And they said, oh, y'all ain't no Israelites. We going to do a DNA test on you. Oh, yes, y'all are Israelites then, aren't you? Well, they making now these Philistines that's down in Ethiopia, they making the same claim. They saying that we are Israelites and, you know, we didn't discover we Israel. You know, we do the circumcision, we do the monogamy, we do the cleanliness law. What else? Go ahead and read on.
Observe the Sabbath and biblical holidays.
Well, they observe the Sabbath day and the biblical holidays. And, you know, the ones you find in the Bible.
That's right.
You know, like the Passover, the unleavened bread, Feast of Tabernacle, the one that we observe. The one that the Lord said in the 11th chapter of Leviticus that his servants ought to observe. Go ahead and read on.
Recite traditional prayers and follow biblical dietary customs.
And they follow the dietary laws with, you know, the same thing that the Lemon people did when they discovered they was Israelite. Same thing that you did when you discovered you was one. Go ahead and read on.
The name Philasha, Amharic for stranger, was given to them by other Ethiopians.
Oh, what they was it was given to them by the real Ethiopians. You know, just like they gave us the name Negro. They gave the Ethiopians, where these people were led captive to, they said, we going to call y'all Philasians, which means strangers. This is not your land, buddy. You was brought here. Go ahead and read on.
They called themselves Beta Israel.
But then what they call themselves is Beta, like you call yourself Israelites. The Ethiopians of the land where they was carried away captive, they call them Philasians or strangers, but they call themselves Israelites because they know they're Israelites. Go ahead and read on.
House of Israel. In 1984 and 1985, thousands of them were airlifted to Israel in a rescue operation sponsored by the Israeli government.
So in 1984 and in 1985, thousands of them was delivered out of Ethiopia and taken to the land of Israel. But it's still some there. We almost there, y'all. We almost there. Almost there. Let's read about that airlift. This was in the Chicago Sun-Times, because it said in 1984 and 85, right?
That's right.
This was in Chicago Sun-Times, January the 4th, 1985. Went past us like a supersonic jet. When I saw this, I couldn't wait to start showing people this stuff. And you know what they told me? Man, get out of my face with that mess. I don't want to hear it. You understand? More evidence. You know, Israel got that thing bad. You know, I don't come to me with no bunch of evidence. I done made up my mind. Read what that says. Read that's underlined and read. Then read that's underlined and read. And read that's underlined and read. Go ahead, read.
Secret airlift took Ethiopian Jews to Israel.
Now, we read about it in the encyclopedia, didn't we? Go ahead and read.
The Ethiopian Jews were discovered toward the end of the last century by a noted Jewish anthropologist, the late Jock Fetlovich.
So that would mean somewhere around the 18-something or something like that. Go ahead and read.
But there was a controversy among scholars and Jewish theologians as to whether they indeed were Jews. A decade ago, the dispute was settled when Israel's chief rabbis ruled that the Falashas are Jews and therefore eligible for Israeli citizenship. A residual dispute is brewing here, though, about the Ethiopian Jews' fulfillment.
Go ahead. No. Read what's underlined in red right there.
By tradition, the Ethiopian Jews trace their ancestry to the first temple period of King Solomon.
Now, all the way back, when Lord had Solomon build that temple, he said they traced their ancestry all the way back to that. Go ahead and read.
They follow strictly Old Testament injunctions such as observing the Sabbath.
Now, they keep the Sabbath. We read that in the encyclopedia, so that's what they doing. That's what they practice. Go ahead and read.
Daily prayers and religious feasts.
And they keep the religious feasts, the ones you find in the Bible. Go ahead and read.
But observe no Jewish post-biblical celebrations such as Hanukkah.
We don't either, do we? You know why? Because you can't read nowhere in the Bible where the Lord said keep no Hanukkah, can you? But they keep the ones that they find written in the Bible, just like we keep the ones that we find written in the Bible. Now, we're going to read a little bit more. And read that. All the way down to the very last line.
Publicity blamed for curtailing secret rescue of Ethiopian Jews. The black Jews, or Falashas, have been fleeing famine-stricken Ethiopia along with thousands of countrymen and arriving on foot at refugee camps in Sudan. More than 7,000 of the starving Ethiopian Jews reportedly have been flown to Israel since the operation began, joining nearly 6,000 who had managed to reach Israel earlier. To conceal the nature of the operation, the flights have gone from Sudan to Western Europe, then on to Israel. An estimated 12,000 Ethiopian Jews remain in the Horn of Africa.
So now they got to come up out of there too, no?
Yes,
so
sir.
Those are the ones that the Lord said, I'm going to deliver in that day.
Yes, sir.
Now, want to know how they look? How these Philistines look? That's a real good picture right there. You put him beside one of these children in here, and if they didn't open their mouth, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference with them. You understand what I'm saying? But they are Jews. But they are Jews that was carried captive down into Ethiopia. That's why the Lord said, I'm going to deliver them out of Cush. There's some more evidence. We'll give you that in the next segment. Thank you, and I really hope that you learned something from this lesson.